Hello to you once again. The Thomas Freer Problem Tournament of 1859 was held on the eastern seaboard of the United States. It coincided with Paul Morphy's return to America after his highly successful European tour from the middle of 1858 to the middle of 1859. Whether Morphy were present at this or not, I don't know, but the problems are very interesting. And the one in front of us is one of those problems. And the challenge here is white to checkmate in 3 moves. I haven't looked in depth into this yet, but from what I've seen with a cursory look is that all the problems seem to be mates in 3. So this is not a difficult problem. There are some that I consider that I've looked at to be more difficult than this, but you still have to be very careful with such as this. Why do you have to be careful with such a problem as this? Well, what I would say is I've already put on a few months ago a problem where I went into an explanation as to the best way of solving it. And what I said was, in this type of position where all the pieces are lined up like that, it's a good idea to restrict the opponent's king to the narrower side of the board. Now, the narrower side of the board is here because, as you can see, there are just 24 squares, whereas here there are 32. So it would make sense to play something like this to stop the king coming to this way. That way we have less space for the king, and so it should be easier to checkmate him. Well, not so here. That is not the move, as I quickly worked out. What makes the difference in this position? Well, it's this pawn. This is why you can afford to let him come this way, and indeed you should. So, can you see the key move from what I've just said? Right, well, it's in the opposite direction. You just play to here. You're stopping him coming this way. He's forced to go that way. Of course, he has moves with his knight, but we'll consider the king move. He has one move, and he has to go here. So how do we respond to that? Well, if you move this queen away from controlling this square, he's going to escape. So we need to keep this in mind. The way that we do it, and this is a common feature in chess, is we control the square on the other side of the king. Now, what can he do there? He can only go back. He can't interpose anything. And you see how the pawn is doing an excellent job here, stopping him taking flight here, where with no pawn over here, he would be able to take flight. And the bishop covers the light squares, so he has to go here. Do you see the mate? Yeah, this is a neat trick. Queen e7, and there's just no way out. So let's put this back. That is after our key move of queen f2, and we've tried king d6 and it doesn't work. What about if he moves the knight to there? Why there in particular? Well, I'm saving the other knight moves for last, and you'll see why. This is the rejoinder. And what you're doing now, you're stopping him on this rank. You've stopped him on the file, you stop him on the rank. So, what does he do there? Well, any move, you pick any move that you want, and he's checkmated in exactly the same way as he was in the first variation. He has one king move, but you notice he's not going to get away. Checkmate, isn't that neat? Covering these squares wonderfully well, there's no way out. And had he moved his knight, let's just demonstrate it. Move it anywhere you like. Move it here. It doesn't make any difference because his knight is going to go to a dark square. And to stand any chance of attacking your queen, it would need to land on a light square. So that is checkmate. Wonderful, isn't it? So the final variation, again, after the key move of queen f2 here, you move that knight anywhere that you want other than to f3. Take your pick. You can move it to here, 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 here. Move it to here. How do we beat him? Can you see it? Well, we attack him the other side this time. We went to here before, queen c5. Now we're on queen f5. And you notice he's powerless to do anything against it. He has to move his king only one square again. And then, yes, queen to d5 is checkmate. It's a very interesting problem from the good doctor, and I trust that you enjoyed it, and I may well bring more of these to you from this particular tournament in the months ahead. And goodbye for now.